Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 114, and today we're going to be talking about 4 big hiring mistakes that business owners make when they choose to hire a salesperson. So I think this is going to be really valuable for you. It's a big mistake I see being made all the time. I'm going to share the 4 fundamental flaws that people tend to fall into when they go through this process. So I think you'll get a stack out of that. But before we do that, I want to offer you something. If you have got leads in your pipeline, and most people, most businesses that I deal with have got a stack of people in their pipeline. They might even have been coded as closed lost, or it might be in proposal sent. And in most cases, closed lost is code for I give up. The average salesperson makes, in my experience, about 1.5 to 2 follow-up calls, and then they give up. So if you've got those type people in your pipeline, or in your inbox, or in your job management system, or your CRM, or wherever they hang out, I've got an amazing resource for you. If you head over to johnblakeaudio.com, what you'll get is a free audio training that walks you through exactly how you can double sales with your existing leads. This is the exact strategy that I start with my brand new clients on, the ones that work with me long term, and it works consistently once you have it installed in your business. What you'll also get at johnblakeaudio.com is a PDF file that has the exact word-for-word scripts that you can use when you write emails, exactly what to say when you ring up for a follow-up call, even what to say when you get a voicemail message, and how often to call and how often to email over a 90-day period. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com, grab that and get it working for yourself, and you will get a really fast ROI on it. It just works. You can teach it to somebody else within your team. You could even teach it to a VA to do. It really is that simple. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com and grab that right now, and I look forward to hearing your success story. Okay, so I've recently been helping clients with the big step. It really is a fundamental step, and it's a big one, where they go from them as the managing director or the business owner doing all the sales to hiring their first person in sales or business development. And the reason that they need help with this is because they tend to make one or all of the following 4 mistakes. The first one that they make is that they don't create a profile of the person that they want. You are so much more likely to attract the person that you want if you can work out who they are first. This is such a fundamental thing. If you can go, okay, well, this is the type of person that I want. It's just like working out your ideal client. It's like, okay, how old are they? Are they male? Are they female? Are they already in a job, or are they not in a job? Are they working in the industry? Are they not working in the industry? Put that profile together, and then that way, when you write the ad, that person's going to read that and they're going to go, wow, that's me, right? So the first problem is, or the first mistake is that they don't create a profile of the person that they want. And therefore, the ad looks too generic. It doesn't speak to anybody in particular. And if it doesn't speak to anyone in particular, you get all sorts of the wrong people that apply for the ad, and the whole process becomes a waste of time, which is obviously not what you want it to be. You want to hire a great person. You want the best person possible. Especially if you live in Australia. If you're going to hire someone, you want to make sure they're the best person possible. It's expensive to hire somebody. It's tricky and complicated to hire somebody in Australia. So if you're going to hire somebody in sales especially, you want to make sure that they are a gem. So, first mistake, they don't create a profile. If you're going to hire someone, create the profile of the person that you want to attract. Makes it easier to write the job ad, makes it a lot more likely for you to actually attract that person. And if you can attract them, you can you can hire them. But there's a couple of steps in between, which leads us to the second mistake. They don't have a good selection or screening system. So the selection and screening system that I help clients with does a couple of things. It separates the 80 from the 20, so the 20% of the people that you actually want to talk to from the 80% of the people that you don't want to talk to. And then once you actually begin the process, you actually need a framework, a conversation framework, or a hiring framework in terms of that interview that's going to allow you to quickly and easily identify the best candidate for you. So I have a framework that's been designed specifically for interviewing salespeople. And then beyond that, I have a behavioral software program that actually, it's a series of questions that once you've actually selected, say, your top 2 or 3 candidates, you get them to go online, they complete this software questionnaire, and you get a report. And the report shows you whether this person is likely to actually be good or not in that particular role. And it is scary accurate. It works so well. It's brilliant for salespeople. It's almost impossible. In fact, it is impossible for them to actually cheat it. And it works really, really well as a tool that you can use to hedge your bets to make sure that you get the best person possible. So, recapping, mistake number 1, people don't create a profile of the person that they want. Mistake number 2, they don't have a selection system, an interview framework, or a screening process that they can use to make sure that they're separating the 80% of the people that they don't want from the 20% of the people that they want to put into a final interview process. Mistake number 3 is they don't have an induction system. If you don't have a process in place, which we've talked about previously, if you don't actually have a documented sales process in place, that's one problem. But another problem is you need to have an induction process that actually brings somebody up to speed with what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, so that they can kick goals, start making sales as soon as possible. So having a structured induction program to bring them into the business and get them up to speed so that they're actually kicking goals and making sales is crucial. So that's mistake number 3. A lot of people don't have that. Almost no one has that, really. And then mistake number 4 is that once you've actually got that salesperson in place, the last thing that you want to do is just leave them to their own devices. You need to have an ongoing way that you can monitor and manage their performance with regular check-ins, and it needs to be systemized so that you're not having, you haven't got that scenario where you've bought a dog and you're having to do all the barking. You need, select them in the right way, induct them in the right way, train them in the right way, and then have the right systems in place so that you can monitor their performance and get them set up so that they have the right expectations right from the word go, where they are accountable to specific actions and they get into the habit of doing those actions and those behaviors that support the best possible performance, and you have a way of tracking that. Typically, it's with a good CRM, of which there are a number of different options. I've got a couple that I recommend to clients when I take them through this process. So they are the 4 biggest mistakes. People don't create a profile of the person that they want. They don't have a selection screening framework. They certainly don't have software that they have access to. They don't have a good induction program that brings the person up to speed, has them kicking goals and making sales in the shortest possible time. And then they don't have a way of managing performance beyond that. So if you would like some help with this, you might even have salespeople in place. You might have a sales team in place. You might be wondering why they're not hanging around. You might be wondering why they're not selling stuff. It might not just be because your sales process is flawed. It might be because you didn't select them. You might actually have a recruitment problem or a selection problem rather than an actual sales training problem. And often this is the case. People come to me. They say, "Hey, can you train our guys?" And I'll go in and I'll meet them and I'll get them to complete a questionnaire and I'll be thinking, wow, some of these people shouldn't have even been hired in the first place, which obviously you can avoid if you've got a really good selection, induction, and training an ongoing way of managing performance. So I hope that helps. If you need help, you know where to get me. John, John, at john-blake, blake.com.au. Or you can just, if you're driving, you don't want to write that down because it's got a hyphen in it, just go to my website, which is, if you just do a Google search for John Blake Sales, I will come up on the first page, and then just fill out a contact form, get in contact, and I would love to chat to you about how I might be able to help you with that. As always, thank you very much for listening. I really, 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 really appreciate it, and I will look forward to talking to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.